Welcome to EcoElsa. My name is Elsa. I make videos about environmental education so that you guys can all get outdoors. On today's episode, we have Sarah and Andy from the Hiking Thru Life team. This video was requested by Sarah Barlas. Thank you, Sarah, for requesting this video so that we could all learn more about hiking through life. As a lot of you guys have noticed, we've been partnering with them for a lot more things, blogs, podcasts, videos. So we're here to talk more with them and put them in the hot seat this time so that you guys can learn more about them in the Hiking Thru Life podcast. So you guys want to introduce yourselves a little bit, tell our viewers, if they don't already know, what Hiking Thru Life is all about.
Well, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Andy.
And Hiking Thru Life is really it's evolved into a lifestyle, basically. We both have always grown up loving camping and hiking. And when we met, we discovered that was just like a huge hobby and love of both of ours. So it's been the core of our relationship since we met. And it's really just kind of formed how we live our lives, that getting outside and backpacking and camping is a way to reset us and keep us balanced in this world.
Yeah, we find it very humbling and, like you said, a reset. And so the value we find in that we want to share with others and hopefully inspire others to just get some more out of life and also not think that they have to just go through the grind of everything. And the outdoors is a way that we have found that relaxes us and brings us some balance.
Yeah, so you guys are talking about how you're so connected to the outdoors, it relaxes you, that's why you want to share this with everyone. Do you guys want to explain how, maybe a fun story, how you got into the outdoors or really got into backpacking?
So the outdoors, I grew up always camping with my family. My grandparents camped, my whole extended family grew up camping, going to state parks around Minnesota. So it's kind of been a thing that I've just been immersed in since childhood. And I was in Girl Scouts and just went to a lot of summer camps growing up. So I was always spending time outdoors. The actual backpacking didn't come along until like 2015. That was the year we met. I went on an REI trip, backpacking REI trip. This is our other camper, Daisy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went on like a backpacking REI trip because I was just like, I want to learn how to backpack. So I went to rei.com and went on my first backpacking trip with a group and learned a heck of a lot.
Yeah, and we actually, for our, a third date or something, we went on a backpacking trip together. And that's kind of what really solidified our relationship, I think, together, because once you get away from everything and it's just you and nature, I feel like you can create those deeper connections, and that's what we did.
Wow. I didn't realize you guys had gone backpacking as a third date. That is heck of a commitment. You've definitely learned a lot about each other, huh?
Totally. Well, and actually it wasn't exactly backpacking. It was a canoe in sight.
Oh, wow.
So canoeing is like this whole other level with a person.
Yeah. Say, because you guys are rowing a canoe together for the first time, learning your little tics for outdoor life living. So this is going to make our game at the end of this video even more fun, because we're going to do an outdoor couple face-off and put Sarah and Andy in the hot seat for who's who when it comes to camping, who's more likely to do what. So this is going to be really, really fun now that I've learned this. So our viewers are hearing how you guys got into backpacking and you really enjoyed it and loved it. Andy, did you have anything else to add about that?
Yeah, I guess when I went for my very first backpacking trip, like Sarah, I grew up as a camper with my family, but not really the backpack style camping. I didn't get into it until 2014 with a couple of friends of mine, and went up to the North Shore of the Superior Hiking Trail, which is gorgeous. And I just fell in love with, one, the challenge of carrying everything in on your back for miles at a time. And then two, just like the simplicity of everything as well. And both of those things, like, together, I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that whole experience, I wanted to through hike the entire Superior Hiking Trail, and luckily was able to do that this past fall, which was an awesome experience.
Yeah, and you guys had a podcast on that, right?
Yeah, and it explains the whole 310-mile hike I did over 3 weeks.
Okay.
That was cheering him on from home.
Yeah, so you guys must have been seeing how in the news a lot more people are starting to get interested in backpacking and doing longer distance hikes as a means of getting away from everyone else and making sure to social distance. So you guys have been backpacking for about several years now. Do you have any tips that you want to add on about for beginners learning how to backpack? You guys did do 2 blog posts previously for EcoElsa, one on planning a backpacking trip on a budget and one for getting backpacking gear on a budget. You want to elaborate on that just a little bit and then maybe add some more tips for those beginners starting out who want to go backpacking this summer as a way to still get outdoors?
Yeah, I think the backpacking gear on a budget, that's how I started. I just browsed Amazon for off brands and just looking at REI's website for all those name brands, those high-end gear, which I knew I couldn't afford at the time. So I looked for something similar on Amazon, and I think that's a really good way to get started, is just gathering up some gear that you have on your own, or finding some lesser known brands but still have that same similar quality as those high-end brands. And one thing that I would like to tell everyone that's just getting into it, there are maybe a couple things to spend more money on and get very good quality gear, is the footwear, because you're going to be on your feet the whole time, and then also the backpack, because that's going to be supporting that all of your gear, and you want to make sure that the load is distributed properly. And if you do get a nice backpack, make sure it's fitted properly too. A really nice backpack that's not fitted properly to your body is going to cause you problems. So one suggestion is go to any outdoor store like REI and have someone fit it for you if you don't know how to fit a backpack.
And I think another thing is a lot of people it can be daunting and scary to get out there, but just getting out there and doing it is a way to get in. Just dive into it. And if you're scared of doing it alone, then by all means reach out to people who have done it before, read blogs, watch videos. There's so much information out there that there's a lot of resources and there's ways that you can do it. And there's even groups that will take you out too.
Yeah, like there's groups on meetup.com, some free websites as well that get together and go on backpacking trips.
So, loved your Vanna White impression there, Sarah. That was great. What about for items for first-time backpackers? I mean, I'm sure anyone who's kind of interested in this has probably either read or seen the movie Wild. Is there anything you guys would recommend for probably not bringing that first trip out there that's just not worth it?
Too many clothes. I am definitely guilty of bringing too many clothes. I always think I'm going to be too cold. I'm kind of a cold baby. I bring way too many layers. And the thing is, you're going to get warm when you're moving and hiking. So you don't need 3 jackets. I've definitely brought 3 jackets before. All you need is one good jacket and one base layer, a good pair of pants, but too many layers. I think some people just overdo it with the shirts because they want clean shirts. But the truth is too, you're going to be dirty. You're going to be smelly when you camp, and you just need to be okay with that. That's part of the experience.
Yeah, the one thing that you might want to bring a couple pairs of is like underwear and socks, maybe like a t-shirt, couple t-shirts, just in case one gets real wet and then you have to change into another one at camp. But that's why you also have your base layers. So once you get to camp, your body's going to cool down and you're going to want to warm up with some extra layers. So yeah, like you said though, just one base layer, one outer shell, like that's going to be weather resistant, weatherproof, like a rain jacket that is good for both the wind and the rain. So that, I think some other like luxury items is like what we like to call them, like a pillow. Like you don't really need a pillow.
Use your extra clothes.
Yep. bundle up your clothes and use that as a pillow. What were a couple of other things? I think like extra toiletries too. People tend to bring like, to be honest, you don't need deodorant out there.
You're gonna
be stinky, and if it's deodorant, it's just gonna attract bugs.
Okay. Yeah, so we've talked a little bit about the packing, the items, some good budget tips stuff. Now, it's probably pretty important to make sure you're preparing for a hike like this, because if you've never gone backpacking before, it's a whole different animal than just going for a day hike. What recommendations do you have for people looking to prepare?
Yeah, I think just getting out and walking initially. I mean, going to local parks and stuff and just putting in maybe a 2-3 mile like little day hike in your local park that's not a paved trail. So get used to walking on dirt and rugged terrain.
With your pack on.
Yes, with your pack. And you can even pack it with all of your stuff, and that way you can get kind of an idea of how that's going to weigh on you, especially for a couple miles. Because one thing that when I first started out, I was not concerned with my pack weight. I'm like, oh, I can take care of that, no problem. But when I did a longer hike, like my thru hike, that's when the weight really comes into play. So like if you're doing something more than a weekend, you want to be more cognizant of how much weight you're putting in your pack and how that feels on your body over time. So that's one thing that we do sometimes is just go for a walk with a heavier backpack. Another thing too that you can help prepare yourself is we do a lot of looking for deals for food, for stocking up kind of during the winter time, so that when we do want to go out, we're not having to rush and go buy some maybe like overpriced, I would say, freeze-dried meals. Look for them when they go on sale, like at the end of the hiking season.
And I think another thing is preparing your mindset for something like this is a huge thing too, because I think a lot of people have a lot of anxieties and think of all the what ifs. What if this happens? What if a bear happens? What if a storm happens? But if you're thinking about all of those what ifs, you're going to miss the moments that are right in front of you. So just enjoy the moments and let all those what ifs drift away, and you will end up having the best time. And I know this because we took first-time backpackers out last summer, some really good friends of ours, and they had an amazing time. And they did have some worries at first, but they learned to just kind of let those ease away, and they are so excited to go on their next trip.
Well, that's exciting. Glad to hear that. Trying to think, there was something else there that I really wanted to touch on. You said local parks. Do you guys have any favorite recommended local parks that you really enjoy using to practice for harder, longer trips?
Yeah, we will go to state parks and maybe do an overnight camp as well, especially in their backcountry sites, because that's kind of, I would say, an ease into backpacking, because those backcountry sites at state parks, they're only like 1 mile to 2 miles in. So if you do encounter bad weather, or if you're uncomfortable being out there, you can always get back to your car pretty quickly. So we like Lake Maria State Park in Monticello. We often go to Mille Lacs Cathio State Park as well. They have some really good backpacking sites. Some other local parks within the cities, Elm Creek in Maple Grove has some great trails. And what was the one that you were mentioning earlier?
Murphy Hanrahan down in the southern burbs near you.
Yes, that is a good one. Lots of trails.
Yes. And then we also like, for another state park, Afton State Park. That's a really close one for some people in the cities here.
And there's a lot of great elevation there, because most people are also familiar with their ski hill. It's right by the ski hill.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I was like, that would be a good one to practice for if you're heading out west at all and you'll be going over more mountainous terrain than what we have here in Minnesota. Afton or anything with elevation probably is a pretty good place, huh?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. So we've covered a lot about backpacking. I wanted to get into more about what you guys are doing and the great work that you've been bringing to people around the Twin Cities, and then also all through the internet using your podcasts. So part of the reason why EcoElsa has been partnering with the Hiking Thru Life team is because we kind of have shared missions in helping get people outdoors, inspiring them to connect to nature. And you guys definitely take very much a very spiritual look at a lot of that. You're wearing your awesome t-shirts today, so I want to let you guys know that if you want to help support Hiking Thru Life, their podcast and everything they do, definitely check out their website. It's hikingthrulife.net. You can get t-shirts there, as well as they have generously donated a water bottle for the EcoElsa giveaway here in April. It's going to be our big finale giveaway, so your guys' last chance to win one of these is to get entered in on that.
Yeah.
So you guys are doing all this stuff to help support people around the world getting outdoors, not just here in Minnesota. You have a lot of great podcast episodes. What are some ones you really want to highlight for people who are now stuck indoors, maybe looking for something to listen to, or maybe hopefully getting ready to get outside a little bit more for Earth Day, as long as they're being safe and social distancing?
Yeah, I think there's definitely ways that you can get outdoors still while social distancing. And we just did a really awesome podcast with Phil Monson, who wrote the book, Nigel the Litter Hunter. It is a children's book, and it's currently on Kickstarter if you want to support it. I think his Kickstarter is open until April
16th.
16th?
Yeah, and there's a link in the podcast episode description to that Kickstarter.
And he's just very passionate about getting outdoors and picking up litter. And I mean, what an easy concept that is. We've been doing that on walks around our block constantly, and there's constantly more litter. It's insane. But we loved that episode that we recently did with Phil, so I highly recommend checking that one out.
There's another one that we recently did. It's about this hiking and backpacking logistics planning app with Victoria Lipschitz. It's called Right on Trek. And it's an awesome little tool, especially for people that are just getting into backpacking. You can plan your route, you can plan your meals on it, you can even look up some gear, and they're eventually looking at providing gear for people too. That portion is just going to be in California for now, but they're hoping to expand it elsewhere. But just as a planning tool, it's great. It's very comprehensive for your entire hike.
And you can look at other people's hikes. So Andy is in the process of uploading his whole Superior hiking trail through Hike. So if you're interested in details on that, you'll be able to eventually check that out.
Wow, that is super cool. Those are some really great resources. I'll make sure to link to all of that down below in the description. So for all of you guys watching on YouTube, make sure to check that out. That way you can get access to all these great resources that Sarah and Andy are doing, as well as a lot of the resources people that they've interviewed are doing to help get people outdoors. So I think we're kind of getting to the point here where we're wrapping up a little bit. Are you guys ready to play Outdoor Couple Face Off?
I can't wait.
Okay.
We better go back to back.
Yeah. So for those of you who are watching at home and you guys are outdoor couples, you guys can play along with Sarah and Andy. All you need to do is go and get your own hiking boots, one for each of you, and you're going to switch. So Sarah and Andy, can each of you hold up Sarah's hiking boot?
Oh, that's too tall, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think what we'll have to do is we'll have to have you guys put them towards the screen. So when you pick Sarah, Andy, you'll have to put it towards the camera. Yeah, that's perfect. So that's the Sarah boot. Now, where's the Andy boot?
A little larger.
Okay, so we're going to have fun with this because our viewers have noticed that you guys are kind of like the Elsa and Andrew of podcasts. You're an outdoor couple, getting people outdoors, connecting them to nature, being fun and goofy, and finding great resources. So this is going to be really fun because I eventually want to maybe put Andrew in the hot seat with this, but to have it as a question game. So we'll see how we do with that. You guys ready, though?
We're ready.
Ready.
Okay, so the first question is, who has the smellier hiking boot? Didn't even have to smell it, huh?
What?
Okay.
I
Next
wish you guys could
question.
smell these.
Who is better at making fire? Okay. Now, who is better at cooking over the fire?
I disagree.
Okay, got some mixed ones here. Now, this is a very interesting one, especially since you guys camped on your third date together. Who is more likely to let out a huge fart and hotbox the tent?
As you can tell, it might have been done before.
Yeah, there was no quarrel on that one.
Nope.
Okay. Who is more likely to stop to look at scat while hiking? Okay. Who do mosquitoes like to munch on more?
That's a tough one.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Who is more likely to trip when hiking?
That was quick.
No resistance.
I'm guessing that's been done before?
All the time.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a very crucial one because it definitely tells whether or not a couple wants to keep hiking together. Who is more likely to dig the latrine in the worst location possible?
In the worst location.
The worst location possible?
I'll go with this.
I probably would.
He's just a little bit more calculated.
He's a little more logistical in life than me.
That sounds familiar. That's definitely a me and Andrew type thing too. Okay. Let's see. Who is the noisier hiker?
Oh.
Okay. Let me see.
That was a toss-up.
Who brings the better hiking snacks?
Easy.
She's the snack lady.
Yeah, what kind of snacks do you bring then?
I always have some trail mix, beef jerky. I just made homemade beef jerky yesterday, actually. I always have protein bars with us. I always have dried fruit.
Cheese.
Yes, little Bayabel cheese wheels.
Nice. Because Andrew and I just did a video this winter on our favorite winter hiking snacks, and it was a little goofy. Not sure if you guys saw it.
Ice cream.
Yep, ice cream. It's like the one time of the year in Minnesota you can actually hike with ice cream.
That's such a good idea.
I mean, you're going to stop and warm up eventually, right?
Yeah.
But the ice cream won't.
Well.
Okay, let's see. Got a couple more for you guys. Who is more likely to leave civilization and become a hermit?
Definitely him.
So, Andy, you've thought about that one before, huh?
Yeah. That's one reason I wanted to do my thru hike.
Sarah, you're lucky you came back then.
I know. I was worried he was going to be like a really crazy, isolated person when he got back.
Okay. So he didn't quite turn to Bigfoot, though, so that's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we have a fun video coming out in the future called the 10 Types of Outdoors People, so I look forward to you guys taking the quiz to see which one you are.
Oh, there's a quiz that goes with it?
I'm making a quiz that goes with it, so I have some thoughts that I think about who's who, but we'll see.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. Let's see. Who needs to wash more when camping?
That's difficult.
I think you do.
I don't know. We're both kind of dirty.
It comes with camping. I mean, that's something a lot of outdoor people, when you do camping, they kind of brag about how long they can go without a shower, right?
Absolutely. I brag about that all the time. My friends think I'm disgusting.
What's the record?
I think 8 days.
Andy?
Yeah, well, on my thru hike over 21 days, I showered twice, but I mean, I rinsed off in the river and stuff like that too, so I don't know if that counts. Legitimate shower, though, like probably 10 days.
Yeah, I'd say my record's probably about 6, 7, so. You guys win. Who makes more friends when hiking? Yeah, there's no question about that one, huh?
Yeah.
She's the more social one on the trail.
Okay. And the last question for you guys, who's your favorite hiking buddy?
Daisy. It's out.
That's not fair. I wasn't expecting that.
Andy's being all cute and Sarah's
Just
like,
kidding.
the dog!
Daisy.
Oh, speaking of Daisy, who does Daisy want to hang out with more when you guys are hiking?
Yeah, she's a daddy's dog.
I was about to say, she's daddy's little girl, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, is there anything else that you guys want to share with the EcoElsa community before we start closing off here?
I just want to share that I'm really happy that EcoElsa gave us this opportunity to be on. And EcoElsa community, I know there's a lot of kids and families out there who are stuck at home right now. So if you have a tent, set it up in your basement and go camping in your basement. Super fun activity.
Or your own backyard if it warms up enough.
Yeah, hopefully soon. I was definitely eyeing that up. I wish we don't live in an apartment. Maybe we'll have to set up our tent in our living room at some point here.
Do some rearranging.
Yeah, I know we were looking at campsites to see if anything was available, but Minnesotans, man, they're still going camping through all this.
Well, I know, and like Minnesota State Parks aren't taking any reservations through April.
Yeah, they closed camping.
Oh, they did?
Superior Hiking Trail is highly encouraging people to not go up there.
Huh. That explains why the regional and county parks have been filling up. It's because the state parks are closed. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, the state parks are day use only right now until May.
Huh. Well, that's good. I'm glad to see that they're doing their part. Okay, so we've been talking a lot about what Hiking Thru Life is, backpacking, what you guys do, but are there any things coming up that you guys are going to be starting to do, giving us a little bit of a sneak peek about getting people resources or more ways that the Hiking Thru Life team is supporting the outdoor community?
Well, actually, this month we'll be launching our newsletter, so be sure to go over to hikingthrulife.net and sign up for our email list. In our newsletter, we will be highlighting our recent podcast episodes. Our podcast episodes come out every Saturday. We'll also be highlighting our recent blog posts. And since we are hiking through life and we look at it as more of a lifestyle, we will be including life hacks within our newsletter as well. So if you want to find out, if you have any more questions about backpacking or how to get into it, what types of gear to get yourself started with, you can always contact us too at hikingthrulife@gmail.com, or there's a contact page on our website.
And if you've been inspired by the outdoors in some way, fill out our podcast form because we're happy to have you on the podcast as a guest.
Yeah. Well, sweet. So we have your newsletter. If they want to contact you, they can email you or contact you on the contact page. Plus, you guys are looking for more people to come on and talk about the outdoors and how it's inspired you to get outside. All super awesome. And for all of you viewers at home, this is how you get a hold of Hiking Thru Life. If you're looking to get a hold of more EcoElsa classes and resources, especially since now we had to do our in-person programs on pause, head into the link in the description below and check out the EcoElsa Patreon page. We are going to be offering you guys classes, curriculum, activities, resources, sneak peeks on videos, behind the scenes of the EcoElsa team, what's happening with us, as well as we're now including our nature art. So a lot of the nature art we sell on Etsy, you're going to have the opportunity to get your hands on it for free, or maybe get some stickers and prints depending on which level you decide to become a patron at. So make sure to check that out in the description below as well. So once again, a big thank you to Sarah Barlass for requesting this video. All the links and things mentioned in the video are going to be down in the description below, as well as checking out the hikingthrulife.net website where you guys can find more of their podcasts and information, as well as get your hands on a water bottle or a t-shirt. Otherwise, make sure to enter in the giveaway, and how you can do that is by making sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel down here below. And then if you want additional entries into the giveaway, share this YouTube video with the hashtag EcoElsaAdventure, or comment and tag some friends and like it. Whatever you do, make sure you do it now. That way you can get entered into the giveaway for more prizes. So once again, Sarah and Andy, thank you so much for being on today. We loved having you on and playing some fun outdoor face-off games. I'll have to come up with some more for the future if we have you guys back on for some more stuff. Yeah,
that was totally fun. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. And as you guys be safe and have fun getting outdoors as much as you can through all this.
Peace, love, and hike through life.
And for us here at EcoElsa, as always, be safe, learn lots, have fun, and get outdoors. We'll hopefully see you out there again real soon.
Daisy, can you say goodbye?
Bye, Daisy!
Daisy wants to go outside now.
Okay.